Hey there, Dani K coming to you from Dani K Gym and Wellness. Today's tip is about busting a myth. A lot of times over my years training, women, especially women, would say that they come in almost every single day and work their waist down, their legs, butt, hip, thighs, whatever, because they're trying to make them smaller, but yet they won't work their upper body because they don't want it to get bigger. So the myth is, busting a myth is weights make you bigger. It's not the weight that you lift that makes you bigger or smaller or whatever. It's the weight of what weight you lift, if that makes sense. So if you lift heavy, yes, you are going to get bigger. If you lift light, you're not going to get bigger. So if you have, and I've said it before, there's women that have like pear shapes. So, you know, their body, their lower half is bigger, their upper half is narrow. So they kind of, you know, have like a pear shape. So I've told you before in a couple other videos, you know, you lift weights to make the lower half smaller, you lift weights to make the upper half bigger, so that this becomes more of this. You know, so you kind of build the smaller, lessen the bigger. But the whole thing about, you know, I ask women, okay, so you're lifting weights for your lower half because you're trying to make it smaller, but you're not going to lift weights for your upper half because you don't want it to get bigger. What? That doesn't make no damn sense. Okay, listen to what you're saying. So it's the way in which you lift is what is going to dictate the results, okay? And of course the eating, and of course, you know, your genetics, and of course, you know, women have 1/10 the testosterone that men have. So as a woman, you are not going to bulk. People look at me and say, oh my God, you're jacked, you're bulked, you're huge. Well, I'm not huge, because I can guarantee you that this bicep right here, is only 12.5 inches, okay? So I know that there are other women out there that, you know, have a bigger arm than I do. So I am not jacked, I am not huge, okay? I have lessened my body fat so that you see the muscle that is around the size arm that I have, okay? So I'm not huge, I'm not jacked, I'm just cut, okay? So, you know, and yes, I may have developed more testosterone because of lifting heavier and increasing my muscle, you know, my lean tissue. So that increased, you know, my testosterone a little bit. So, you know, I may have a little bit more than 1/10, but I definitely do not have the testosterone that men have to get as jacked as men, okay? So, myth busted, weights will not make you bigger, weights will not make you smaller. It's the way in which you lift and the food that you eat is what is going to dictate your results, okay? So if you want to make your smaller half, or your smaller half, well, your lower half, or whatever body part that you're struggling with that is, you know, small, if you want to try and increase that, you know, you try and lift a little bit heavier. If you have a body part or a body section that is big and you're trying to make that smaller, you have to lift to make that smaller. So for instance, I'll go back to the pear-shaped women, even pear-shaped men. But if you have the lower half that is bigger and you're trying to get that smaller, what you want to do is lift lighter weights with heavier reps. So you're increasing lean tissue, you're working those muscles, but you're not doing a building kind of thing. And if you know, with your upper body, since it's smaller and we're trying to get that bigger as we're trying to get the lower half smaller, and kind of, you know, give the illusion of the aeroglass or, you know, as much as we possibly can. You want to try and make your upper body bigger, so you want to lift heavier with lower reps. So, for instance, again, back to the pear shape, for the lower half, you want to lift, you know, a lighter weight that maybe you're doing 15, 20 reps. on every exercise. For your upper body, you want to lift a heavier weight that maybe you're only doing 10 to 12 reps. So, so then, you're working those things. So just because you do 10 reps on your upper body doesn't mean you have to do 10 reps on your lower body. You have to figure out what your body is, what shape your body is, what style your body is, and then work it out accordingly. So that's where someone like me, the professional, the personal trainer, the nutritionist, comes in and helps you figure out how you should be working your body to get the desired results. So, busted a myth, take it, leave it, believe it, whatever, but weights will only do what you are going to make them do. Weights, just because you lift a weight isn't going to bulk you, and just because you want the weights or a specific area to get smaller doesn't mean it's going to get smaller. You have to lift accordingly. So if you want a specific area to get smaller, you have to do less weight, more reps. If you want a specific area to get bigger, you have to do more weight, less reps. Did I just say that? Wait a minute. So to get a body part smaller, you have to do less weight, more reps. To get a body part bigger, you have to do more weight, heavier weight, less reps. Okay? So smaller areas to get bigger, heavier weights, less reps. Bigger areas to get smaller, less weight, more reps. I hope I said that right. I'm confusing myself, but anyway. So again, one more time to clarify, if you have a bigger area, like your butt, thighs, whatever, and you want to get that smaller, please do lighter weight, more reps. If you want to get a body part bigger, you must do heavier weights, less reps. Got it? Good. And of course, proper nutrition. If you need any help, Dani K Gym and Wellness, DaniKGymandWellness.com, Dani K Gym and Wellness on Facebook, DKNYKNIGHT on YouTube. Check me out, hook me up, I'll hook you up. Stay tuned, stay informed, stay motivated.